Hi, I'm U.S. Attorney Janine Ferris-Pirro, and keeping D.C. safe and beautiful is our top priority. And this week, we made significant progress in that mission. Here's a summary of what we took on and what we accomplished. Sentences of note. A 52-year-old Virginia man was sentenced to 15.5 years in federal prison and a lifetime of supervised release for possessing and distributing 180 videos and 560 images depicting the sexual abuse of children, and also for participating in sex tourism, which included multiple trips to the Philippines to engage in sexual activity with minors. A 28-year-old, already a convicted felon for a violent assault, was caught with a stolen Glock equipped with a machine gun switch while he was still on supervised release. The gun, which he tried to hide behind a bathroom painting, fell down when police were at his apartment. He was sentenced to 70 months in prison. Let it be clear, if you terrorize our neighborhood with guns, you will be found, you will be prosecuted, and you will be removed from our streets. A 43-year-old illegal immigrant was sentenced to 24 years in prison for the beating, stabbing, and strangulation death of his children's mother in D.C. Once his sentence is completed, he will be deported to his home country of Honduras. A 36-year-old man was sentenced to 70 months in prison for burglarizing a woman's apartment in the middle of the night, stealing her cell phone, credit cards, and a key fob which belonged to a wine cellar inside the building, all while she slept. Now, for charges and arrests. An indictment was unsealed against Jimmy Cherizier, a.k.a. Barbecue, a Haitian gang leader charged with conspiring to violate U.S. sanctions by transferring funds from the United States to fund his gang activities in Haiti. He's responsible for a great deal of the ongoing violence there, including the notorious 2018 La Saline massacre, in which 71 people were killed and 400 homes were burnt down. His U.S.-based co-conspirator was arrested in Texas. And a $5 million reward is being offered for Cherizier's arrest. And a 60-year-old child psychotherapist from D.C. has been charged with, you guessed it, distributing and possessing child pornography. The defendant is alleged to have communicated with another individual regarding his interest in the sexual abuse of children. This case is brought as part of what we call Project Safe Childhood, a nationwide initiative to combat the epidemic of child sexual exploitation and abuse. And a 28-year Mexican national has been indicted for violating the Sex Offender Registration Act and for illegally re-entering the United States. The defendant was convicted in August of 2017 in D.C. for kidnapping and sexually abusing a stranger, leading to a 5-year prison sentence. The defendant, Castillo Crespo, was deported to Mexico in January 2023, and guess what? He unlawfully returned to the U.S. We have now charged him with a federal crime of failing to register as a sex offender. And you may have heard about coordinated law enforcement actions that led to the seizure of servers, domains, and over $1 million in virtual currency connected to the Black Suit ransomware group, disrupting their operations targeting U.S. critical infrastructure. And too often we see the damage that ransomware causes to systems that then allow cyber criminals to wreak havoc on corporations and others. My office always has been and will continue to stand ready to go toe-to-toe with criminals to make victims whole again. And a 37-year-old man was charged with felony assault after cursing, berating, and ultimately throwing a Subway sandwich at a U.S. Customs and Border Protection agent. Our officers have a job to do, and I will back them to the hilt. As you know, we deal with the pain and trauma that victims experience at the hands of criminals. Our job? Represent you, and as shown here, my office will go to every length to uncover criminal acts, prove them in court, and hold the offenders accountable.